What's your name and badge number? What's your name and badge number? I asked you a question. Hey guys, I want to talk to you for a few minutes, if I may. I'm going to put a video link in the description box below. It's to Tulare County Copwatch's video, and SJVT is also in the video. You can hear his voice. San Joaquin Valley Transparency. And but if it's the latter part of that video that really bothered me, was that they were far enough back recording the interaction, and the police sergeant comes up and starts pushing them back, even to put his hands on their equipment and on them, to get them to back way up away from them, farther than they need to be. The reason for this is police and law enforcement hate transparency. Now, I put a link, like I said, I'm going to put a link to that video in the description box below, but I also posted a link on my community page, that bulletin, where it has notifications. It's kind of like Facebook almost on YouTube. And so you might get a notification of that as well. You can just click the video. But, it just seems like every time we think we're making ground and we think that, you know what, cops are coming around, we find that we're actually losing ground. That law enforcement officers look at us cop watchers and First Amendment auditors, even if we call ourselves journalists, they don't look at us as journalists. They look at us as these annoying little buttwads with cameras, if you will. So they don't think they have to pay attention to us. And the problem with that is they're going to continue to push us back and make us stand farther away. They're going to continue to infringe upon our rights, our First Amendment rights of free press. Now, the thing about pushing Tulare County and SJVT back was that they were not violating Penal Code 148A1, which is to obstruct or delay a peace officer. They weren't resisting the peace officer in that they weren't being arrested, but they weren't obstructing nor delaying. They were far enough back. But the police sergeant said, "Oh, watch this, I'm going to show them who's boss. I'm the cop." And he started telling them what to do. Now, there are certain people that call themselves journalists that say, just do what the cop tells you to do. Say, "Yes, officer, okay," and use your Zoom. So in other words, give up your rights and let the peace officers infringe upon your rights and impress upon you their authority when there are no laws being broken. Just because they can. Just because they want to. Just because they don't want you recording them. I don't want to be on your camera. Then get another job. We need to be out there recording the police. We do. I'll use it again. I don't know how many times I've used this example in a video, but I've used it in a lot of different forums. That 2 Phoenix police officers shot a man who they believed to be unarmed after the incident occurred. They couldn't find no firearm. They said, well, we thought he had a firearm. We feared for our lives. There's no body cam footage of that incident, and nobody was recording, as far as we know. Nobody's come out with a video yet. Had somebody like myself been there recording a YouTube video, we would have video of that incident and why an unarmed man was shot by police. Or if he threw the gun down, we could say, oh, see, I saw him throw something down over here. Oh, it's a handgun. But at this point, we have no video. All we have is what the police say. It's what the cops say. And there are other instances where police forgot to hit record on their... my body cam wasn't running. Oops. Yeah, oops. That's why we need to be there with our cameras running. We're the community's body cam. But it seems like more law enforcement officers are getting upset about this and not wanting us to record. Now, I reached out to Hemet Police Department's chief and one of the officers. I emailed the police chief and one of the officers, and I'm still waiting on a response. They have not gotten back to me yet. I don't expect they will. But I don't want to say that, and then they do get back to me and say, oh, we were in a meeting. I was in a meeting with the mayor or in a meeting with the city manager. I'm sorry, I just got your email. So I don't want to be too harsh on that. But in a day or two, if they do not get back to me, I will let you guys know that they ignored my email. It did go through. Which means that they are not open to dialogue or discussion with the public. Oh, that's just that guy that records us. He's a nobody. And that's why we record you. Because you don't really want dialogue with people who disagree. Don't want dialogue with people who don't kiss your ass. And I'm not talking about him, and I'm talking nationally. A lot of law enforcement officers don't want to have dialogue with camera people because we don't kiss their ass. Because we don't say, such a good job you're doing. Such a good job. You have a hard job. No, we're out there recording them. And if they do good, it shows up on the video. If they do bad, they're going to get called out. And they don't like that. But the police chief and the officer has not emailed me back yet. We will see. I don't get a lot of responses when I email. I don't think I had any responses. Whenever I email or direct message on Twitter, a law enforcement officer, police chief, captain, PIO, I never get a response except one time. The Yucaipa police chief, Chief Williams, did email me back. That speaks volumes about Yucaipa's police department. So that chief did get back to me. The PIO never does. Like, oh, that's that camera dude. That's not a news guy, I guess. And that's how they look at us. We're not real journalists because we don't have a newspaper website or a TV station we just have a YouTube channel. So we can't be real news people. No. That's how it goes, right? So I did reach out to them. We'll see if that police chief gets back to me. I don't expect a response. But I did want to say lastly, if you go to the Facebook group, Hemet News, Hemet I News, Hemet News, Hemet I, EYE News, you'll see a lot of the people in Hemet there who are bootlickers with those fake news people that... they're talking about if cop watchers come there and harass their police officers, they're going to get their butts kicked. They're going to kick our asses. They're going to run us out of town. It's going to be like the Wild, Wild West. Wild, Wild West. Boom, boom. Wild, Wild West. They're going to run us out of town and kick our ass and stomp our heads in the ground. And one of them said, man, he's lucky some little gangbanging meth head hasn't kicked his ass already. Most of the drug addicts and people who are homeless and people who are of low income really appreciate me filming the police. Did you know that? When I go to San Bernardino, a lot of them say, hey, what's up to me? They say hi to me. You know why? Because I'm keeping the police accountable. And they like that. They don't like being harassed by cops any more than we do. So they're not going to kick my ass. Why would they do that? They're appreciating what service I'm offering in keeping the police accountable. But a lot of people in Hemet are saying if cop watchers come there, they're going to get their asses kicked and they're going to get run out of town. So any cop watchers that we have in the Hemet area, San Jacinto area, Beaumont, Banning area, get over there and cop watch, guys. Take your city back. Your city is being run over by police non-accountability. There are people there that do not want the police held accountable. Well, they're doing such a great job. Well, no, they're not. I've seen them actually on a traffic stop where they stop a driver, pull everybody out and start searching the passenger's pockets, the passenger's purse. Why? Well, because that's what we do on a traffic stop. We have the right to search everything. No, you don't have the right to search the passengers unless you see something in the floorboard or under the passenger seat. You can see it and go, oh, I see something, that's probable cause. But just to pull them out and start searching them, you do not have probable cause to do that. That is a Fourth Amendment violation. Because that passenger's not driving. You suspect that the passenger may have drugs on them. And sometimes they'll do all this, they'll go through this rigmarole and then let them all go. They won't arrest anybody. Or sometimes they'll find something and then go, well, I'm going to have to arrest you now. It's called fishing. Zzz. Zzz. And it's a Fourth Amendment civil rights violation. But most people don't know that. Most people think if the cop does something or says something to you, you got to do it. You know, a lot of people do not know their rights. I didn't know my rights for a long time. Thank you, High Desert Community Watch. Thank you, Felipe Hemming and Krista Hemming. Thank you, California Guardian. You know, some of these people are people that educated me and brought me up to speed where I go, you know what? I don't have to do what a cop tells me to. Let me see your ID. Fuck you. I didn't commit no crime. Get out of here. But a lot of people don't know that. So they'll give up their ID. They'll lean against the car, let them go through their pockets. Instead of saying, I do not consent to a search. I have committed no crime. You have to say that. You have to record the police interactions when they come up to you. A lot of people don't know that. And people of Hemet don't know that. Now, I have other cities to cover besides just Hemet. So, you know, I've got to cover Redlands, Highland, San Bernardino, Yucaipa, Mentone. I want to get back out to Claremont. I haven't been to Claremont in a while, although they're kind of uppity. They're like a college town. We're a college town. But I have to get back out to Claremont. I haven't been there for a while. Got to get back to Corona. I haven't been to Corona in a while. So I have other cities that I got to try to cover as well. I'm going to try to get those back on up to speed. There's so many cops out here that are violating people's rights and that do not like transparency and accountability. Hemet is one of them. If you live in that area, get your cameras, people. Get out there and take your city back. The police are harassing the homeless. They are harassing people of low income, and the people that got a little money and got a house, they don't care. You know why? Because they got theirs. Fuck the little guy. That's what they think. That's their mentality. I want you guys to know that. And that's nationwide. That's not just Hemet. That's nationwide. And that's why we do what we do across the board, across the Inland Empire of Southern California and the nation. Thank you guys. Also, High Desert, covering the High Desert up there. Thank you for that, because Victorville, bad. Got to take it back, guys. Got to take our cities back. Thank you for listening to this lunchtime rant, and got an editorial coming for you tomorrow. What is it? I don't know. I'm going to look it up tonight and see what I can get. But I am going to get one for you tomorrow. This train's going to get back on track, and we're going to roll forward. Love you guys. Thank you for all you do in watching and supporting this channel. There you go.